Welcome to another Wellbeing module. This is brought to you by the Wellness and Health Promotion Services and the Counseling and Psychological Services. Today we are talking about mindfulness. It seems to be a buzzword with everything from sports and nutrition to therapy and classroom management. So let's take a look on what it is and what's going on inside our brains when we practice mindfulness. Simply stated, mindfulness is paying attention to the present moment, bringing awareness to what you're doing right now. Simple concept, but hard for some of us to do. That's because our brain usually goes on autopilot. Autopilot, what scientists refer to as the brain's default mode network, DMN, allows us to do rote things without conscious thought. It's the brain's way of being more efficient. The problem is, we tend to be in this mode most of the time, so we have no idea what we're thinking about. And scientists also have shown what we are thinking about tends to be negative. This is part of the brain's survival stress response. Additionally, our thoughts affect how we feel and behave. A meta-analysis study done by the NIH shows increased DMN activity interferes with cognitive performance and has been associated with increased depression, anxiety, addiction, and other disorders. I don't know about you, but I want to be more conscious of my thoughts and how I'm responding to the people around me. You can bring a choice and choose to be more conscious of what you're thinking by practicing mindfulness. Anchoring your mind to something physical, like your breath or a sensation in your body, gives the brain a pause from its default mode network and brings conscious awareness to your thoughts. Every time you notice your brain starts to slip back to that automatic pilot mode, focus on an anchor for your mind and observe what is going on mentally. Chris Knoll, a therapist from CAPS, is going to guide us through what mindfulness might look like.
This exercise is called being the observer. Begin by taking a deep breath, slowly, through your nose, taking several seconds to fill your lungs. Hold for just a moment, then slowly exhale through your mouth. Pause for a moment, and then breathe in again, slowly through your nose, filling your lungs and holding the breath for just a moment before slowly exhaling again. Now, continue to breathe as you normally would and allow your body to relax. If you feel comfortable doing so, it can be helpful to close your eyes. Imagine yourself sitting in a room with two doors, one to either side of you. The room is empty except for yourself, your chair, and whatever you may be focused on. This room is a metaphor that represents your mind. Now imagine that something enters the room or your awareness through one of the doors. This might be a thought, an emotion, a memory, a physical sensation, or any other type of experience. As it enters your awareness, the experience catches your attention, and in keeping with the metaphor, it attempts to get you to engage with it. You might imagine it personified, such as a persistent child who wants you to play with them. Very often, this is exactly what we as humans do. We engage with the child or experience, even though we may have an intent to continue what we were already doing. If we do not engage, the child may make escalated attempts to gain our engagement, perhaps by jumping up and down, waving their arms, making faces, or saying things. These attempts to engage with you may feel uncomfortable or even distressing, and you may feel an urge to do something to stop or escape the discomfort. You may try to nudge the child out of the room or even yell at them in frustration, but this is actually engagement, and it serves to reinforce the uninvited experience. In other words, the more you try to not engage with the experience or to push it out of your awareness, the more difficult it feels to avoid engagement. It might even cause you to feel helpless or powerless, but you are neither of those things. You actually have a choice of whether or not to engage. That choice can occur as soon as you become aware of the experience. as soon as the child enters the room. At the moment you notice the uninvited experience or your own feelings of discomfort related to the experience, you can choose to keep thinking about it, to engage with it, or to simply observe or notice what you're experiencing and to refocus your mental energy toward the task with which you are already involved. This does not mean ignoring the experience, but rather you acknowledge its presence and then direct your mental energy toward observing what is happening without judgment or reaction. You might say to the child in the metaphor, "Yes, I see you, but I am focused on something else." The child may persist in their attempts to gain your engagement, but each time they do, you respond in the same way. "Yes, I see you, but I am focused on something else." Eventually, the child will become bored and exit through the other door, leaving you at peace and focused on your intentional task. Now, the child may come up with another idea to get you to engage, run around the house, and re-enter through that first door to try again. But if or when they do, simply follow the same procedure of non-engagement and redirection of focus. I'll be silent now so that you can practice this technique without the distraction of my voice. In about a minute, I will prompt you to return to the here and now. Now, as you feel ready, take another slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs and holding for just a moment. Then slowly exhale through your mouth. Pause for a moment and breathe in again, slowly through your nose, filling your lungs and holding the breath for just a moment before slowly exhaling through your mouth. As you feel ready, open your eyes and look around this space. Move your hands and feet, stretch if you need to, and reorient yourself to the present space and time.